and welcome back to my channel. This is Rose. So fragrance is a very controversial topic right now. There's been so much talk about the pros/cons of fragrance, and in my opinion, quite a bit of fear-mongering. From my perspective, I don't think that fragrance is going to ruin or destroy your skin. The majority of people will get along fine with fragrance, it won't be a problem. However, it isn't necessary and it can cause irritation in some people. For me, myself, as you guys know, I have ridiculously sensitive skin. I'm pretty much allergic to everything. And so yes, there is a lot of fragrance that I am allergic to. However, there have been products that I've used that have contained fragrance that I've been completely fine with. So it really does matter on what the fragrance is, but also how it's formulated as to how it will affect your skin and whether or not you're going to experience any irritation. But because of my skin being less than helpful, I tend to prefer products that don't have fragrance, that are fragrance free, because it's just a lot less of a headache. And I know a lot of you guys are also looking for really good quality fragrance free skincare, and so I thought I'd share a couple of my favorites. I'd go through each step and give you a couple of examples of the stuff that I use very, very regularly. So all of the products that I'm going to talk about today have no added fragrance. There may be naturally occurring aromas, however, nothing has been added just to make the product smell nice. I also want to throw in that I did a how to get rid of redness video a couple of weeks ago, and the vast majority, I think all of the products that I used in that video are also fragrance free. So if you want even more options than the stuff I'm going to show you now, then go up and head to that video and have a look as well, because that's got some really good stuff in it too. So the first product I want to talk to you about is a toner. It's this one from the lab. This is their Oligo Hyaluronic Acid 5000 toner. Now this is actually my third bottle of the year. I have absolutely just completely fallen in love with this toner. As I say, this is my third one and I haven't actually opened this one yet. I finished mine last week and this has just come through in the mail. But I wanted to share it with you guys because the formulation is just absolutely stunning. Obviously the main focal point of this toner is the hyaluronic acid, and it contains a very, very high percentage of hyaluronic acid, which means it's a brilliant moisturizing toner. I've noticed that as the seasons are changing, my skin is just getting a little bit drier. Also because the studio that I'm working at is quite dry as well, so my skin just hasn't been that happy. And so what I've been doing is I've been taking this to work with me, not this one exactly, but I've been taking this to work with me and I've been patting it over the kind of bottom half of my skin, like where the mask is, and it's been helping me out so much. It's a very simple product in that the ingredients list isn't particularly long at all, but also it doesn't contain any alcohol or fragrance or anything like that. So I think for somebody with sensitive skin, this is a really, really good option. It's very, very popular in Korea at the moment. It's been topping the charts on Huawei and quite a few other apps, and quite rightfully so, because it really is kind of a dream product, as I say, particularly for sensitive people, but also for people who have dry skin or are seeing a little bit of irritation in their skin, whatever it might be. This is just a lovely hydrating toner that I would highly, highly recommend. Another great thing that I've been using this for is layering, because I really like to layer my toners. Like a couple of times a week I'll put 7 layers of toner or just a couple of layers of toner on, and this is really good for that because the actual texture is incredibly light, so you can put multiple layers on and it's not going to be too claustrophobic for your skin. Next up on my list is an essence. This is very well known. This is from MISSHA. This is their Time Revolution First Treatment Essence. I actually need to get myself another bottle of this because I'm running out. I've spoken about this quite a lot on my channel, but similarly to the lab toner, this has a very, very lovely ingredient list, like nothing that would be at all irritating, and specifically for this video, of course, it doesn't contain any fragrance. So the ingredient that you guys will probably be most interested in is the fermented yeast extract. So what fermented yeast does is it helps hydrate but also brighten your skin. So I've been using this for quite a few years now, and what it's really helped me with is the acne scarring that I've developed over the years, but also the hyperpigmentation. It increases skin cell turnover, so the scars fade quicker than they would otherwise. Again, just like the toner we spoke about, this is very, very, very light. So again, if you like to layer products, highly recommend this, and particularly for people with sensitive skin, I've always found that this is a pretty good option for you. Next up on my list is this one from Revectin. This is their Skin Essentials Treatment Lotion. So what's interesting about this particular product is, for me, the texture. It's got quite a thick texture, so I found that it's really good if I'm not particularly interested on an evening in doing like 10 steps or 15 steps or however many steps I'm doing at the moment. If I just want to like do like a nice quick skincare routine and go to sleep because I'm exhausted, then this has been what I've been turning to recently. It's very, very hydrating, it's very moisturizing, and because it's quite viscous, I don't feel like I need the extra layers of toner and essences and all of that kind of stuff that I usually put on. This is kind of a one and done type product. However, you can layer it up. Sometimes I do. If I use multiple different essences, then I will pop this on last because it's got slightly thicker molecule than the others that I use. However, I would definitely recommend this particularly for people with very dry skin, because as I mentioned, my skin is being a little bit difficult at the moment, and this has been fantastic for just getting all of that moisture back into my skin. Most importantly, no alcohol and no fragrance, so really, really good option for those of you who want to avoid fragrance in products. Now we're going to go into the serum world, which is a wonderful world to be in. And the first one I'm going to talk about is this one from the plant-based. This is their Time Stop Collagen Ampoule. I'm not going to talk about this too much because you guys know that I absolutely adore this product, more than is perhaps necessary or normal. I just completely love it, especially if you feel like you're getting like fine lines and wrinkles, then this is just beautiful. Of course it is fragrance free, and it's also really great for sensitive skin. Like the ingredients list is really, really beautiful, particularly for a product that works so well. I know that that sounds really weird, but anti-aging products usually contain some pretty fierce ingredients. However, this one has created an ingredients list that is actually very sensitive skin friendly, whilst also being very, very effective. So even though I'm young and not aging particularly fast, I do have certain issues with fine lines and wrinkles, and this has made such a huge difference to my skin. It's actually quite a thick serum, so I tend to put it on last out of all of my serums. I do tend to, on the whole, prefer slightly thinner consistencies with my serum so that I can layer up. However, it's fine to have the odd one that's a little bit more viscous, like this one, because you just put it on last and it's not a problem. And what I do is I tend to target this serum, so I'll put it kind of underneath my eyes and on my forehead because that's where I'm experiencing the fine lines and wrinkles. However, you can use it all over your face. I would recommend this for all ages too. Even though I'm young, I'm still using it, and I think it would work really beautifully if you do have slightly older skin. My mum, for example, uses this a lot and she loves it too. Another serum that I've just been completely falling in love with over the past year is this one from Be Plain. This is their Full Ampoule. Now, the really interesting thing about this serum is that it contains, it's just jam-packed full of Centella Asiatica. I mentioned it briefly earlier, but Centella Asiatica is an ingredient that is wonderful for soothing the skin. So if you have any issues with blemishes that are very, very red, or irritation from allergies or anything like that, even just redness on your skin that you don't know why the hell it's there, this is a really, really good option for you. Particularly over the last couple of weeks, and I don't know if this is mask related, but I've been noticing so much redness around my nose. I get redness around my nose anyway because I don't really know why. God just decided that that was what I was going to look like, which is great. But I've been noticing increased amounts of redness, and so I've been kind of doubling down on this particular serum, making sure that I get it in these areas, and I've noticed such a dramatic difference. I already knew this was a good product, but it's just like drummed it in there now that it is just a fantastic little thing. So if you've got sensitive skin or irritated skin, or even just because we're wearing masks all the time, your skin is a little bit angry, then I can't recommend this serum enough for you, because what it's going to do is it's going to repair the skin barrier. So the skin is not so easily irritated. You're not so susceptible to breakouts. So in terms of moisturizers, I feel like it's actually pretty difficult to find really lovely moisturizers that don't include fragrance. It seems like all of them have just a little bit of fragrance in them. I think it's because people like the feeling of applying a really luxurious smelling moisturizer maybe, or they feel like their moisturizer is going to work best if it smells expensive. Like that used to be my mindset, so I'm imagining that perhaps other people feel similarly. I don't really know. But yeah, it's not the easiest thing in the world to find fragrance-free moisturizers. It's not completely impossible, however. This one, for example, is a really, really good one. This is from Mizon. This is the all-in-one Snail Repair Cream. Now, obviously, main ingredient here is Snail. It's written right there on the front. Snail mucin is fantastic for getting rid of acne scarring, but also hyperpigmentation. For me, I use a lot of Snail products because, as you guys know, I've spoken about it a lot. I do have a lot of scarring and hyperpigmentation, especially around this area of my jaw. And so Snail, when it was introduced to me a couple of years ago, was just like, the gods had spoken. I was like, yes, this is the ingredient that's going to help me. And it did. It really did. That combined with lots of fermented ingredients as well has really been such a great power duo for me, and so has basically kind of got rid of the scarring and the hyperpigmentation. In terms of this specific moisturizer, what I love about it is that it's incredibly light. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, you don't even feel like you're wearing a moisturizer. So for people with really, really dry skin, I probably wouldn't recommend it. You might need something a little bit more hard wearing. But for those of you with oily skin or normal skin or sensitive skin like I have, then this is a very, very good option because it's not going to make your skin feel very claustrophobic and clogged up. As I say, it's incredibly light. And if you're worried about it feeling like you're putting snails on your skin, you won't. You're absolutely fine. It's not that weird. It's just a really, really nice product that I've been using for years and has just kind of changed my skin, and I will always be loyal to this product. I also want to mention another moisturizer that I don't actually have because I've just run out of it, literally, but I've used it in previous videos and I will link it here. It's the Dr. G Red Blemish Cream. That doesn't contain any fragrance whatsoever as well. However, it's just such a beautiful moisturizer, especially for people with sensitive skin or who are experiencing really, really bad acne or blemishes, because what it does is it calms down those blemishes. It contains Centella asiatica, which, as I've spoken about, soothes and calms the skin, and yeah, another really lovely moisturizer that doesn't contain fragrance. So moving on from moisturizers, I'm going to go in with a sleeping pack that I have been really loving recently. It's from Revectin, which was the brand that the lotion was from, and this is their Cica sleeping pad. Now, obviously, as the name suggests, main ingredient here is Centella asiatica, but the thing that I really love about it is the texture. Now, when I use sleeping masks, I have to be a little bit careful because my skin can break out if there's like a thick cream on my face for a long period of time. I've just noticed that over the years, if I'm using very thick sleeping masks, then my skin just isn't as healthy as it possibly could be. So I tend to go for slightly lighter options. The COSRX Overnight Rice mask is one of my absolute favorites, and I really love that. That's also fragrance free, but I've mentioned that quite a few times on my channel. And this one has been another really lovely one that I have recently been using. Specifically at this time of the year when you need to pack in the repairing, like when, you know, it's getting cold and then you're going into heated air-conditioned rooms and then you're wearing a mask and your skin is just like kind of tearing its hair out because you're not treating it as well and the environment is not being very helpful, then you definitely overnight need to be repairing your skin and protecting that skin barrier. And this is a fantastic product for that. And one tip is that even though it does say sleeping pack, you can use it in the daytime. If you need something that is very, very moisturizing during the day, if you're going for like a walk or something like that, then this is a really good option, and I've actually found myself using it during the day as well. So now moving on to sunscreens. Sunscreens are actually really difficult, again, to find fragrance-free options for. A lot of them have really great ingredients and they don't have a white cast and they're really great. However, they contain just a little bit of fragrance at the end. And it's really annoying. There are some that don't contain fragrance. This is one of them from Claire's. However, the majority of sunscreens do contain fragrance, and I feel your pain. It is annoying. However, as I say, this one from Claire's, their soft airy UV essence does not contain fragrance, and it's a really great performing sunscreen. For me in particular, I love the finish. I really love that kind of glowy dewy look, and the finish of this is exactly that. However, obviously if you like a matte finish, then this maybe isn't the best option for you, but for those of you who do love that glowy look, then this is just beautiful. It makes your skin just look better. Sometimes sunscreens are kind of like a playoff between like protecting your skin but also like still wanting it to look nice, and I feel like this balances the line really, really well. There's also no white cast, which is incredibly important. I've used it on a lot of my friends of differing skin tones in different lights, because that is really important for me when I'm recommending sunscreens. And this one always just comes up beautifully. Like there's no white cast, it just blends really nicely into the skin. I also think it's really, really hydrating. It can get a little bit oily towards the end of the day, so if you do have incredibly oily skin, then you might want to give this a miss, or use a sebum reducing primer on top, for example. However, for the majority of people, not the majority, for the people that don't have very oily skin, then I don't see you having a problem with this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found some products that you might look into purchasing. If you guys have any other options, products that you've liked that are fragrance free that you would want to suggest to other people, then please pop them in the comments below. I'd really love to hear your suggestions. If you like this video, again, please like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I will see you guys this time next week for a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.